So, Emperor Wike, to me, the biggest deceiver in Nigerian politics, has come out to say that it will be difficult to disobey Tinubu, but he should know it is not water that is flowing here. It is with respect to his situation with Fubara. In the last media chat he did, because this man has so much money that he will be calling, TV stations and all of that, to always have this media chat. Maybe, I don't know if it's every 2 weeks he has it or once in a month. But in this last one, he addressed the situation with Fubara and the peace talk effort between him, Fubara, and other parties. And he said that Fubara betrayed him, and that Fubara, what Fubara did to him made him to cry. Of course, he must have cried, because this is the kind of person who is power drunk, he likes power, and putting Fubara there, who he thought would be very, very subservient to him, Fubara now became a bone in his neck, and I'm sure that would have made him to regret. And he said that Fubara's action was such that he wanted to kill him. But the kill he was probably talking about is a metaphorical kill, because he felt that Fubara had taken over the structure and was trying to make him irrelevant and pitching tent with his enemies. And as a result of that, it's tantamount to killing. And that's why he said that it will be difficult for him to go against Tinubu. So he's going to allow. But in what regard? He's saying that probably to forgive Fubara. And his forgiveness means that to stop the impeachment. Because whether he forgives Fubara or not, Fubara does not even give a help. But the reason why he is saying this is because if he does not forgive Fubara, then the impeachment will go on. And this impeachment that will go on will bring instability. And this is what Tinubu does not want. So Tinubu has now reprimanded Fubara. And I'm sure Tinubu too must have reprimanded him inside, not on TV the way for Fubara. And people must have been telling Tinubu, if care is not taken, this guy is going to bring problem for your government in Rivers. And so in the end now, Tinubu must have told him that's why he came out to say that he's going to respect Tinubu, and then he holds Tinubu in high esteem. This is because you are eating under Tinubu. Let Tinubu go out of power now and let Tinubu oppose you or criticize you. You see the way this same Wike will go after to Tinubu. And he said that any peace effort must be genuine, that what he's seeing Fubara doing is just media peace effort, that is not genuine, that it must be inclusive, and emphasize that peace must be genuine and inclusive, involving lawmakers and party leaders, not just media narratives. He reiterated his loyalty to the party and that he's going to continue to be in the party. But this same person has said that he's going to lead the campaign for Tinubu in Rivers State. Is that not disloyalty to your party? But anyways, we all know who Wike is. He's kind of person, he's a man of the moment. Wike forgets about the goodness and all the good things that would have happened between him and people in the past. And this is why people are telling Tinubu to be careful, because Wike is definitely going to come after Tinubu if need be in the future. So he goes on to also say that if he had known that Tinubu was going to declare a state of emergency, he would not have agreed. Of course, he could not have stopped Tinubu, but Tinubu did it to even save face for both Wike and himself. This is it. Tinubu, the court has said that they should go and resolve their differences, and they've withheld money. And as a result of that, Wike has moved his boys, his dogs, to lead the impeachment. And Fubara's peace effort was rebuffed. He came to the assembly, or the place where they were having their so-called assembly. They refused to allow him enter. And what happened eventually? Fubara went on, and then the next thing, a state of emergency was declared, because people had threatened that they were going to attack the oil installations, and Tinubu felt that Fubara's body language and rhetorics contributed to it, which I do not believe so. Tinubu only declared the state of emergency because he realized that Fubara was never going to fold his arms for those people to carry out an impeachment. Impeachment requires a process. They would have to go to the state judge, and that guy was in Fubara's pocket, so there is no how he would have followed them. And then again, the crowd, people would have probably come out and carry out an attack on the place of meeting. And so Tinubu realized that this is going to be very bad and to make Fubara more powerful. And then also maybe Tinubu felt that if they had continued the impeachment, it would also affect sympathy for Fubara, and then it would affect his re-election. So he decided as a way out, because to me I felt it was good, because who knows if Wike would have been able to succeed with his impeachment, but I strongly doubt. So that's why I said that what he was pushing for was not reconciliation and was not state of emergency, was actually impeachment, for them to impeach Fubara. And to me, I don't think that would have worked. But because now it appears as if he has the upper hand, he's now insisting that that's what he would have wanted, for it to look like, oh, that was what he was pushing for. But he knew that could not have worked at all in any way. And this is why he has now said that he was not aware. It's a lie. I'm sure insiders must have carried him along. But if you also check the timeline of events, you realize that it happened so fast. As there was pipe vandalism, the next day Tinubu declared a state of emergency. I think that same day. So in the end, who knows? But if Tinubu's Attorney General was one who advised Tinubu, then he must have carried Wike along, because Wike has access to many of all those people. And then finally, somebody has said that someone has accused Wike, and the guy's name is Deyemi Saka. He said, I cannot clothe you and then you now turn around to punish me. What kept you alive? Meaning that it is this PDP machinery that kept Wike alive. They made him to become the local government chairman. He became a minister. He became two-time governor, and that positioned him in a situation for him to be useful for Tinubu. And Tinubu has now made him, a minister again, and that should have now made him to appreciate. Because look at it now. If not for his party, if Buhari had forced him out of office, or frustrated